Your first Al-Anon meeting, what to expect. Let's start with the practical part, finding a meeting. There are in-person meetings, online meetings, phone meetings, and even email meetings. If you have a computer, do a search for Al-Anon meetings in your state or city. You will most likely find a list of in-person or hybrid meetings with the dates and times that they meet. Sometimes there is a phone number you can call if you have questions. For a list of virtual meetings, you can go to www.al-anon.org and click on Meetings. And then Global Electronic Meetings to find a list of those meetings. There are meetings at all different times of day, in different formats, with different people. And that's important to know, because not every meeting feels the same. If you don't connect with that first meeting, it doesn't mean Al-Anon isn't for you. It might just mean that wasn't your meeting. When I was new, I was told, try 6 meetings before deciding if Al-Anon is right for you. That was the best advice I got. It's one of the first things I say to newcomers I meet today. What actually happens at a meeting, this is usually the part people worry about the most, so let's break it down. Most meetings follow a similar structure. People gather in a room or a Zoom room. One person, who volunteered for that day, opens the meeting. Almost all meetings begin with the Serenity Prayer. You do not need to know this prayer. You can listen quietly while others say it aloud. Next, there are some readings that explain a little about what Al-Anon is. Members then introduce themselves by first name only. No one explains who they are or why they came. For example, I would say, "Hi, I'm Jane," and people usually respond, "Hi Jane." Next, members may be asked to take turns reading the 12 steps aloud. There may be other announcements, or the meeting may begin. The format of the rest of the meeting can include readings, but mostly it will be people sharing on a topic. At the end, the leader for that day will close the meeting by doing another reading, and then usually members say another prayer, often the Serenity Prayer again. They may or may not hold hands. After the meeting, some people stick around to chat. Others hurry out the door. So that's the basic format. Now let's talk about what you might do or hear at the meeting. At meetings, people talk about their past or current situations. They may address a topic that the leader proposes. They typically share how they are using the steps of or slogans of Al-Anon to help them. For example, if the topic is detachment, I might share about how my teenager is getting into trouble when he drinks. I worry that what he is doing is my fault and reflects poorly on our family. Al-Anon meetings help me remember that I can detach from his behavior. In other words, I don't have to clean up my teen's messes to make my family look good. What's important to know is that people share their own experience. We don't give advice. And we don't put anyone on the spot. You do not have to talk. You can just listen. If you are like me, you'll be completely closed up and quiet for the first few meetings. That's normal. Other people need to talk right away. That's fine too. Shares are typically around 3 minutes long, but can vary depending on the meeting size and group norms. Some groups have timers to remind people of the time limits. That will be explained at the beginning of the meeting. To share, you can either raise your hand or just jump in during a quiet moment. You can start with your name, for example, "Hi, I'm Jane." You can close with, "Thank you," or just stop talking. People may thank you after your share, but they do not directly respond to what you have said. What do you do at your first meeting? If you're going in person, try to arrive a few minutes early in case you have trouble finding the room. Look for signs or people walking into the building. It's okay if you need to ask where the meeting is. If you're online, you can log in early and keep your camera off if you want. When you arrive, you may be greeted and offered a newcomer packet. If it's a large meeting, you might just slip in unnoticed. Once the meeting starts, you might feel nervous because everything is so unfamiliar. Remember, you don't have to share your story, explain your situation, or justify why you are there. You may not agree with or understand everything you hear. It's okay if you feel emotional or begin to cry. It's okay if you don't feel anything at all. The most important thing to do is just be open to what you are hearing. Listen for solutions. Feel the vulnerability of the other members. Reflect on your situation. After the meeting, if you stick around for a few minutes, most likely people will talk to you. They might offer to listen to your troubles. The other members may offer you their phone number. Pick up a phone list even if you think you might never use it. On the other hand, if you feel the need to run out the door, that's okay too. There's no expectation that people will stop and chat after the meeting. After you leave, remember the principle of anonymity. What you hear and who you see at the meeting must remain at the meeting. For example, if you ran into Coach Williams at the meeting, don't go home and tell your family you saw him there. And if you see Coach Williams in public, don't mention Al-Anon in front of others. If the meeting helped you, try going back to the same one. If not, go to a different one. Try going to 5 more meetings before deciding if Al-Anon is right for you.